Welcome to the 23rd episode and the season finale of the IMANAH Podcast. Today is the 4th of July, the Independence Day of the United States, and what better day to release this episode? It is a great opportunity for all of us to declare our own true freedom, our independence from drugs, doctors, and diseases. When we started this journey 22 episodes ago, we had a simple, clear goal: to look past the complicated medical jargon and go back to the basics. We wanted to understand health, not through endless treatments and pills, but through the simple laws of nature. Over these 22 conversations, we haven't just interviewed guests, we've proven a point. And today we look back. Every single episode points to one beautiful truth: the human body is a masterpiece that knows exactly how to heal itself. True wellness isn't about what new medicines or supplements you can add. It's simply about removing the things that get in the body's way. Think back when we started. We brought on guests who live and breathe nature cure philosophy. We talked about scarcity, abundance, and moderation. We realized that our modern health problems don't come from a lack of resources. They come from having too much heavy food, too much stress, and too much burden on the body. We cleared up the confusion around fasting. It's not just a trendy diet. Fasting is simply giving our body a well-deserved break. When you stop digesting heavy meals, your body uses that saved energy to clean and repair itself from the inside out. In our deep dive into compassion and kindness, we remembered the human side of healing. Even with all the modern medical technology in the world, true recovery requires a calm mind, human connection, and inner peace. When you look at the journey we took together, the message is loud and clear. Through every story of medicine-free healing and through the profound wisdom shared by Guruji, we keep coming back to three simple truths. Your vital energy is limited. Every heavy meal, every stressful day, and every quick fix pill drains your body's natural energy. Good health is simply learning how to save and protect that energy. Symptoms are simply adjustments. Your body isn't designed to make mistakes. What the medical world calls a disease is actually just your body intelligently trying to flush out waste and bring you back to balance. Nature needs no help. When you clear the blockages and step out of the way, your body does the healing all on its own. You don't need complicated medical routines. You just need to return to the natural rules of life. Season 2 is already in the planning stages. We have an exciting new format for you. I welcome your feedback. But for now, I'd like to call Dr. Arun Sharma for his input on the topics we've covered so far. Sharmaji.
Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukha bhag bhaved. All the quotations from the Vedic scriptures only reinforces our beliefs. Let everybody be healthy, everybody be happy. When we wish that way, it means that they are already blessed to be happy, they are already blessed to be healthy. That's only the reminder that you should remember. Animals don't need that. Animals do not seek for medical help. We think animals are less intelligent. Oh my God, we are having to learn now. With our intelligence, over intelligence, we have indulged in so many wrong habits. But the animals don't have so much thoughts about inventing new medicines, new things for themselves. They live totally depending on nature. We have compared so many stories. In Pollachi, we had a buffalo calf. The story of buffalo calf. In short, the buffalo calf was very sick, and some people were saying that we should take it to a veterinary doctor to get it cured. But we said we are running nature cure camp. Let us see how it heals himself. And that's what happened. The buffalo calf did not take any food for 3 days continuously, but still lived. And then after that, little by little, he walked and lay down in the sunlight and sipped some water. And on the fourth day, he started chewing some grass. And after chewing for some time, he spit it off. And like that, he went on gradually increasing his diet. And on the fifth day, he started running like a cow's calf very fast. And these are all lessons we learn from animals. So many animals. A dog in the was also sick and also got cured completely without any help. So many animals know how to cure themselves, how to heal themselves without any medicines. We just have to follow the guidelines in our own life. In today's life, we don't know what is healthy food or what's not healthy food. And people give pocketed manufactured goods saying that this has got so many ingredients and vitamins and all kinds of things they market in the list. Nobody has the patience to read all the small letters. They just buy things and eat. When we buy ready-made things, we should not forget that they also include preservatives. Preservation is opposite to digestion. And when you eat fresh foods, fruits and vegetables, they don't have any preservative. You eat it and digest it and you benefit more than manufactured goods. Manufactured goods need store life. They have to keep it displayed in the store, and as long as it is not sold, has to be good. And they are all commercial requirements. But we don't need that. If we depend totally on the natural foods, we don't need anything else. Thy food be thy medicine, said Hippocrates. And from Hippocrates came so many other knowledge. My grandfather, Acharya Lakshmana Sharma, was a leading lawyer in Pudukkottai town in Tamil Nadu, Pudukkottai, South India. And he was very sick and he came across this book given by some friend. And in that book by Louis Kuhne, he saw all these guidelines that animals live healthy without any medicine, and we should also try to follow natural laws of health. And then he started writing his own books, and those books were so popular in India, Practical Nature Cure. That book is bought by every person who is following nature cure. Those days, there were not many nature cure practitioners. So my grandfather's book was very famous, and he conducted so many lectures, and he trained his sons took it up as a full-time occupation. Full-time means any time that gets spared, they will go and preach nature cure. One was a professor, another was a technical officer, and all kinds of stuff. Another was a registrar of his agriculture university. All those people, in their spare time, they would preach nature cure. And I saw in Rohtak, my uncle was a principal of a college. And in the college, when he was teaching chemistry, he included nature cure without realizing that. So many things he taught, and then he gave me opportunity to give lectures. So that the door opened, and we started giving lectures in colleges, in schools. The most exciting experience was in elementary schools. When we gave lectures in elementary school, any questions, raise your hands. So many hands raised. When I asked each person to talk, they spoke wonderful. Kids know much better than adults. Makes me cry that how we mislead children to follow something which is wrong. On their own, they will not do it. When they feel sick, they will not like to eat anything. They will just fast. They allow them to do it on their own. They will get even healed totally. And this is a practice that we have gone through in our family for years. And my grandfather was called the father of nature cure in India because he started this nature cure movement and he Indianized it. And he saw that all these guidelines given by the Westerners are already there in our ancient scriptures. And he did started a research work, and he found so much information. He collected them all and he transformed into Sanskrit verses. He was a great composer. So he started making so many verses on each topic, and that summarized into a book called Swadhina Swastika, consisting of so many chapters. And on each chapter, there were so many verses in Sanskrit. And this is called the basic book for our nature cure. And it'll be surprising that everything he said is scientific. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. We know it, but we don't select our lifestyle to comply with health. In the beginning, to eat a plain cucumber, people say, oh, why don't we put some lemon and some pepper powder, and salt, and things like that? Then it will be more enjoyable. That means you don't have hunger. Cucumber is such a tasty food without any addition. And there are so many such raw vegetables which can be enjoyed without any spices. And our habit is to add spices in everything. And we came to the extent of adding even preservatives in our food, like asafoetida, turmeric, and so many other things we don't need in our food. They spoil the quality of the food and they reduce the nutrition in that food. So we have to understand a healthy way of cooking, way of making food. One meal should be totally raw. Two meals, in fact. One meal should be one kind of fruits, and another meal should be a mixed vegetable salad without adding any salt, spices, or anything. It can still be made very tasty. There are combinations of vegetables which makes it very tasty. In our Nature Cure health camps, we teach all this and we give them only such foods. And we also lead them through fasting, half day fasting, 1 day fasting, 2 days fasting, and 3 days fasting. In a 21 days camp, they go through all these stages without any pain. 3 days fasting, oh my God, how can I do 3 days fasting? That's what they say. Even 1 day fasting is very scary for them. But when we go through it in a group of people singing songs, dancing around, playing games, they don't realize that they fasted that day. And whatever meal they break with, that becomes more tasty than before. And in 21 days, many of them who came with complaints like diabetes, asthma, psoriasis, all kinds of things, in 21 days, that's gone. How did it go? We didn't take any medicine. It's surprising, but it's not surprising to us. It's a natural thing, phenomenon. And many people, they are wondering, oh my God, my rheumatism is gone, my joint pain is gone. They didn't take any medicine. This is happening again and again in every nature cure camp that we hold. So most of you who listen to this podcast must tell others that there is a simpler way and start listening to these podcasts and make this popular. It is our duty, it's not just an opportunity. It's our duty to make it a point that we tell others. Whatever good you get in your life, if you don't share it with others, you don't get the total benefit. When you share it with others and others also benefit, they thank you, then you got the benefit even better. So, natural health science is a basis of all religions. That's what I want to say. Be good. Why do the religions say that? Because that's how we live in a symbiotic community. In the world, if you are doing good to others, you will be loved by everybody. Even those who come to attack people, they won't attack you because they have benefited from you. So many people have come to benefit. There was an occasion where it was a Republic Day parade. As kids, we used to accompany our parents to witness the parade in the street, and we all are seated in reserved areas. And suddenly, a rush of people came from unreserved areas to this area. They came and they started pushing us away. And I didn't have to do anything. I just looked at the face, looked into the eyes of the other person who is pushing me. As soon as I looked at his eyes, and when he met my eyes, he stopped pushing. Sorry, he said. It's just simple. You don't have to fight with anybody. The message goes very easily. And that is the world. In this world, our behavior automatically follows our food. जैसे खाए, so shall you think. If we eat non-vegetarian food, it's a process of violence. Killing some other animal and tearing it to pieces, that's violence. And the product of violence will also give you bad thoughts. It will not keep your mind calm. That's why we should listen to all nature cure lectures keenly and make it important that your children learns it. When they learn and we see them growing up healthy, we become more happy than our being healthy. This is a gift of the world which we should preserve and propagate fully. Was there a question you said?
Yes. You mentioned that your grandfather, Acharya Lakshmana Sharma, involved his sons, and three of them took it up full time. In your father's generation, you were the only one left to carry forward the Nature Cure mission. You used to have the children of Dr. Santosh, Mani, Venugopal, and Suchitraji, and many others give talks. What are your views in the roles of children in carrying the message forward?
They are the most powerful agents that I can think of. Because in children's mind, if this truth is established and they understand this, and they don't get to the forced, what you call, environment where others say, why don't you eat this, why don't you eat that? Toffees, chocolates, and so many other edible things which are very attractive. When it comes with a packet, you feel like grabbing it and eating it.
It's a small
Uh,
gift
yeah.
you have to unwrap.
And then when you eat that, it's enjoyable. The secret is that initially, whatever you enjoy too much, and in the end, you suffer. Initially, a banana is very tasty, but we don't go for bananas, we go for chocolates, we go for other things. That's where it needs intervention and explanation. Why a banana is much better than a chocolate or any other toffee. Things which do not go bad food for us. Simple things. Why should it go bad? Because it's the transformation. When you eat it and then it goes bad in the body, that's digestion. Those foods can be digested much better than toffees and chocolates and other made foods with preservatives. Preservation is opposite to digestion. We are not eating the food to preserve it in our body, but the preservatives make it difficult to digest. We want to digest it. So, natural foods are much better. And animals understand it, and we don't. And we are going through manufactured goods which don't get spoiled. Foods which do not go bad food for us. Like a slogan, it should be told to the kids and it will register in their brain and it will react sometimes when it is necessary. So
Hmm.
many things which are attractive, glittering, are not really good for us. But we should go to natural foods which are also attractive. But once we get into that world, then we know the truth. It calls for some efforts nowadays because of the influence of foreign in education and introduction of manufactured goods. It benefits the sellers because it doesn't get spoiled. They can keep it for a long time and keep selling it every after months. That is where we have to educate our kids, involve them into family groups. Every family should have every week, at least once in a week, we should have a family meeting.
Hmm.
All of us should talk, not to educate them, just to let them talk, bring their views out, and then let their expression be given freedom. And in the practice, they will know how to speak. They will not know. In the family, they don't have to worry about making a very good speech, but in the practice, little by little, they will learn everything. And we used to have it in our family, once in a week family meeting. And in the family meeting, each one was given an opportunity to talk. And that's how we get the expression, strength and confidence that we can talk. Every family should do it and introduce good habits and talk about why we should continue to practice good habits so that later on it doesn't become difficult. It is so easy to make a salad and eat them. Eating raw cucumbers, raw carrots, raw tomatoes, they are all very nice. But we should get involved, make them every day in the house, make salads and tell them the values and how enjoyable it is. And the final thing is the enjoyment is seeing children grow healthy. Oh, that makes us so happy. My child is so healthy, he is growing tall and he is growing strong. And along with the physical health, mental health comes automatically. Positive suggestions are accepted by the kids easily. And that's what we have to focus on.
Thank you,
Whenever
Guruji, for sharing that wisdom. Is there something else you were saying?
whenever we have doubts, we should clear that in the family meeting.
Hmm.
It's every family should have a family meeting, give opportunity for the kids to say opposing views also, so that it will come out. It does not stay in their mind. If the opposing views are kept in the mind, they will act in a manner that's not helpful. We all of us should have a family meeting once in a week, and they should be given chance to express their views. That's all I said.
Thank you very much, Guruji. I would like to introduce our first guest, actually, the only guest today, Dr. Rashi Tiwari. Her journey is a powerful blend of rigorous scientific inquiry and profound personal experience. She holds a PhD in biochemistry from the University of Freiburg, Switzerland, and a postgraduate diploma in lifestyle medicine from CMC Vellore, among many other advanced degrees. I'd like to welcome to the stage Dr. Rashi Tiwari.
I think she's in
Hi,
a
thank you
car.
so much for the warm welcome. Yeah, I'm really sorry because I thought I'll reach on time, but I'm en route. I've not yet reached the destination, so I'm just taking the call here while I'm in
Great.
the car.
At least you
Very
have a good
nice.
driver.
Yeah, just parked for the moment so that we are done and then we move. Otherwise,
Sounds
the
great.
connectivity will be, yeah.
Absolutely. So, as you know, Tiwariji, we love to feature prominent personalities in the natural health space and learn about their background, journey, and experience. Can you tell us about your background?
So my background is I'm a scientist. I'm a PhD in biochemistry. I've always been in research and doing laboratory work. Now, for the last decade or so, I'm into lifestyle diseases by changing diet and following nature's laws. That's what I would call it because I don't have a formal degree on nature cure or natural hygiene or anything like that. I have understood through my own experiences that your body is more intelligent than you. And if you let the body do its job without interfering and becoming a hurdle, it beautifully on its own. You don't need an intervention.
I see. So,
Yeah,
was there anything in your life that led you towards this transformation?
absolutely. So while I was doing my PhD in Switzerland, started getting migraine attacks. And I never had a history of migraine in my life until then. Then, migraine attacks were so bad that I had to puke, get rid of the pain. And it was so bad that I couldn't, any work. I had to shut down myself. I had to come my, like dark and just sleep. So that was the only thing I could do. And it would take at least few hours to get rid of that pain. So it was so terrible that I would never wish anyone to, through that pain. And that for more than 16 years. So I was in Switzerland and then I moved to Germany for my postdoc. And I had shown to all the doctors possible, path and all, but nobody could help me with this pain. So I started wondering, what am I doing with all the knowledge that I have accumulated over the years, like my PhD, postdoc. Point of becoming a scientist is, for me, it was like, something and to help people with whatever they are suffering from. But when that was like a, opener, like, what am I doing here? And so this led me to, why am I not able to heal myself? And then I was trying everything. I came back to India. I tried or Ayurveda. I tried everything, whatever people told me to try. And then one fine day, it was of my colleagues who is a naturopath. He just was doing a workshop and just joined the workshop, and was just suggesting that you just go on to a whole food plant-based diet. It's Dr. Achyutam Ishwar. And he was in Bangalore. So I said, okay, I can do anything to get rid of this pain. Overnight, I went like Turkey. I just became completely whole food plant-based. And anyway, I was only a vegetarian. So the only thing I left was the dairy and dairy products. And shocked that there was absolutely no attack. And I was like wondering what is happening. It was unbelievable. So then later on, I realized that, okay, it is anyway not our food, for the calf. It's for the baby of that animal from whom we are taking out the milk. So it was a no-brainer to understand, just follow the laws of nature without interference. Your body is a beautiful machine which knows how to grow, which knows how to heal on its own.
You pursued numerous diplomas and certifications in diet, nutrition, and preventative healthcare. Could you share any specific aha moment that actually contributed to that pivotal experience?
Yeah, so fact that could reverse my own condition just by changing what I am putting into my body was a aha moment for me. And then I was curious to dive into of it, because what I studied as a scientist not really matching with what was going into my body. And so I was like, okay, something else which probably I'm not so I was hungry for that knowledge. And then that's when I started, what all diplomas, what all certifications which will give me all this knowledge of what is happening in my body. Because thing was, I was completely shocked on how the body reacted just by changing what I had to put into my body. And the second thing was, there was already a lot of research out there which I wasn't aware of. Like whole food plant-based diet has been a lot of people reverse conditions and prevent a lot of lifestyle diseases. Then so the latest degree that I did was a postgraduate diploma in lifestyle medicine. That was probably a very aha moment for me, because that was from CMC Vellore, which is actually a medical institute, typical kind of a medical institute and college, and of course a hospital. And there, when doctors, I saw them, about whole food plant-based and a lot of lifestyle pillars, which are actually just, so for me, that was actually a aha moment that, wow, now it is coming into mainstream. People are realizing that it's not just medicines that you need to prescribe, but you need to step away and you just let the body do its job by putting in the right fuel, because your body is designed to have a particular fuel which the nature gives. But then we as a destructive human, outsmart ourselves, thinking that we are actually winning, but we are destroying ourselves. Yes.
How do you integrate the principles of biochemistry and molecular biology into your practice?
Yeah, those things are mostly useful for me when I'm looking at the blood reports and I'm checking, what's going on, because most of the patients who come, they are fully conditioned with what they have been brought up with, by these levels. And I know that this is just because it's discovered. These many parameters are discovered so far. That is why we are looking into it. Years down the line, there will be 20 more added. And then we'll be just going behind all those. So there is no end to it, because there are so many molecules inside that you won't even able to discover it fully, probably ever. So for me, biochemistry and my mol bio knowledge is coming into play when I am talking to client and making them understand what is this parameter, why are we looking at this molecule, what it is showing us, with whatever knowledge so far we have. Yeah, the only thing I can think of.
Do you feel that a lot of these tests are correlative and doesn't always prove causation?
Absolutely. Yes. I do feel that. Yes, yes.
Any of
Because
these tests
in particular, but sometimes, have like iron levels, for example, low. It doesn't mean that you're not having enough iron. It's just that your body is unable to absorb it. Like not having a food which is like people are having iron supplements and still their iron levels are low and still they are not able to understand that it is not the iron intake that is causing this, right? It's something else that is absorption, and you have to go to the root cause of that. So, example, yeah, one of them is iron because that was a recent case that I handled, and the moment we changed the diet, iron levels were shooting up without the supplements.
are there certain sources or certain types of iron that the body more readily absorbs, or is it the priming of the body to absorb?
Yeah, I feel it is the priming of the body to absorb, because it's the absorption happens in your intestine, and if your intestine is healthy, then you wouldn't be able to suffer from most of this, minerals or any type of elements.
What are some examples, for example, the pathway of vitamin D and the involvement of absorption?
Okay, so I won't tell you the exact pathway right now, but skin, as soon as it has or it gets the UV from the sunlight, as soon as it falls onto your skin, is already a precursor of vitamin D that is out there in your skin, and then that gets converted to vitamin D. So we need that energy. That's all is required.
Specific kind of cholesterol.
Yes.
Interesting. Is there any others, for example, the glucose level, or what else do they typically have in these reports? The creatine level, and all these other things.
Yeah. So, for example, a diabetic patient comes to me and says that glucose levels are high. They forget to see that is actually the currency of your body. You need glucose. Every cell in your body needs glucose. We cannot survive without glucose.
Right.
But then why is it in the circulation? Is because it's not reaching its destination. We'll have to come to the conclusion that okay, something that is blocking the entry of glucose into your cells, and that is not the glucose, it is the fat that is blocking it up. So a lot of people think that it's caused because of having too much of sugar content and sugar that I'm actually intaking, but the main reason is the fat that you have been blocking the entry
Are you
of.
specifically referring to type 2, where it's becoming
Yes, I'm
insulin
specifically
resistant?
absolutely. It's an insulin. Yes, I'm referring to type 2. Yes.
Okay. Have you ever dealt with any type 1 patients?
I did deal with a teenager who was suffering from type 1, and it was not a genetic one, it was developed over a period of time. So that was mostly to do with the lifestyle and junk food that they were consuming for a long time.
I see.
So yes.
So the lifestyle choices actually led to the degradation of the pancreas or the pancreatic function?
So type 1 is actually an autoimmune condition where, cells are eating themselves up. It's like attacking its own protein. And that mostly will happen when you're on a high diet, because your animal protein molecules are very similar, homologous. And when it is high, then the body between self and the non-self protein is lost. And that is when the autoimmune condition starts, where the body is attacking its own cells, thinking that it is a foreign cell.
I see.
So it's mostly linked to high intake in your body.
I see. Are you familiar with the work of Dr. Roy Swank?
Oh, I don't remember
I
reading
encourage
about
people to
it.
look it up. There's this condition called MS, multiple sclerosis. Basically, that's the eating away of the myelin sheathing on your nerves, and that creates sort of arcing between the nerve signals. And because of that, a lot of patients suffer drastically from pains and all kinds of severe symptoms. So By the way, I just want to say one thing for the censors. We're not giving any medical advice. We're just having a discussion. We're not telling anyone to do something or don't do something. So
Yes.
don't block us. But I would encourage everyone to look up Dr. Roy Swank, Swank. He did a 40-year study.
Oh, wow.
He basically got people on a whole food plant-based diet, and he got them off of saturated fats. And over 95% of the people that he treated had complete reversal of MS. So a lot of what you're saying is it lines up. On the IMANAH website, if you look at the personal testimony of Bill Clinton, he was a president of the United States,
Yes.
about going whole food plant. There's another, his name is Tom Brady. His testimony is also on the site. And he's a 7-time or 8-time Super Bowl winner, and the oldest quarterback in the NFL. And so there's so many stories like that.
Yes.
I understand
yes.
you've also been instrumental in the book Vegan Queens. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah. So, there's an initiation by Shalini. There's one woman who is doing a lot of stuff, kids for new moms, all of that. So she's actually doing a lot to help with child caring initial days and all that. And she approached me asking whether you want to share your story as a woman to empower or to inspire another woman. I'm like, of course, I felt that this lifestyle has changed and me so much. Why not spread it, who is actually going through the same stuff? So I was really happy to share my story on that. So that was a compilation of 50, vegan women who have empowered and probably could become an inspiration for others. So yeah, I was asked to write about my journey, and then I just was happy to share that my into that. That then it was launched last year on the World Vegan Day on 1st of November. Yes, yes.
I had Shalini Bhattaji last week on this podcast.
Oh, okay, okay.
Inspiring from her.
Yes, yes.
You advocate the idea that the human body is self-healing system with innate intelligence. What are some of the significant barriers that you find people face in trusting and supporting their body's natural healing mechanisms?
Yeah. So, the moment there is a discomfort in the body, some wants to just fix it immediately. That's the biggest hurdle. For example, if I have a fever, is running to the doctor and okay, I have fever, I need a medication to, I'm like, do I want to suppress anything that the body is doing? So if you think that the body has the healing powers, then whatever it is doing it intelligently, it knows what it is doing. We just have to, whatever discomfort it is giving, it's a temporary discomfort. And these are hurdles, that we have been brought up with that, okay, if you have a running nose, just take some pills, or if you have a headache, drop in some plain painkillers and don't allow the body to be, type of discomfort. So that is a biggest hurdle that I can always see.
That's true. For listeners who are feeling overwhelmed by health information and looking to start their own journey toward better well-being, what is one of the actionable pieces of advice you would offer to begin aligning with their body's inherent healing processes?
Yeah, so what I feel is you should start questioning of everything that you have been doing and eating. So when I started asking, why am I drinking milk from a species that I don't even belong to? Like, I don't even look like a cow. How can its secretion be nourishing for my body?
Network connection problems.
Or we don't even bother to ask. I think not asking this question.
Are you able to hear us? Hello, Pa. Oh, 1 second. Go ahead.
So whatever he said is very good, appreciable. And whenever we have any pain or some discomfort in the body, it's only an indication that the body is trying to heal itself, trying to repair itself. Dehe sarvatra chaustrasya samata. Equal distribution of heat all over the body. We see the head is very hot feet are very cold, hands are cold. That's condition that circulation of blood is not good. You have to introduce exercises, sun bath, better breathing exercises. When you breathe out and hold the breath, there is a difference of pressure in the body. Body is trying to breathe in and you are holding the breath. You can hold it only for some few seconds. And some people by training they hold it for few minutes. When you hold the breath like that, the body is trying to readjust itself. We have to give many opportunities in short spells for the body to readjust itself and bring it to a healthier state. So this practice of breathing in, holding the breath, breathing out and holding the breath is very good to initiate better circulation of blood and gases in the body.
So, Dr. Rashi, what are some of these therapeutics or some of these natural health or nature care methods that you would incorporate into your treatment plan?
Um, yeah, I don't really follow a protocol, but I just listen to my body. I think that is what is required, and the body is intelligent enough to give you all the time the signals and the cues on what you should do. For example, if I'm hungry, I know that I have to eat. Or if I'm sleepy, suppressing my sleep by having a caffeine or something, I rather sleep. If I'm thirsty, I'm just drinking. So, or I have a fever and if I don't feel like, have an appetite to eat anything, then I just fast. So it's like just the body and the cues are already there. You don't need to practice anything special or a protocol or a methodology. That's what I believe. So I just listen to my body and just follow what it wants me to do. And I have seen that most of the times it works. It's beautiful and it just heals
Can you tell us about your
beautifully.
involvement with Can you hear me? Hello? It's like
Yes,
there's
yes. I'm out on what there's a
Can
lag.
you tell me about your involvement with
Can,
Sharan?
yeah, so nutrition consultant at Sharan.
Hmm.
So I also get patients from through Sharan, and so yeah, I'm them with the whole food plant based. Mostly it is following the laws of nature, along with whole food plant based. Um, and I'm a group of doctors and nutritionists in Sharan, with headed by Dr. Nandita Shah, and it's a beautiful community. People. So we have team retreats, we have weekly meetings. So it's always good to around you who are thinking similarly, and you feel part of the community. So I would say like Sharan kind of family.
Fantastic. Are you familiar with Dr. Prashanti Atluri?
Yes. I know Asha, and yes, they have this seminars that they conduct through WellCure.
Hmm.
Yeah, so part of some of the WhatsApp group where I see communication now on. Yes,
That's
I'm aware.
fantastic. We're actually
Yes.
building, even in IMANAH, we're building this infrastructure where we can bring in all these different groups, umbrella.
Mhm.
So
Oh
we're
wow.
trying to reduce all the confusion with people having to go all over the place. So if we're able to bring everything under one umbrella, we can also standardize on all the different
Oh yes.
protocols. We can also
Mhm.
have a mutual exchange of resources, and we need to start working together.
Absolutely.
That's the idea.
Absolutely. I am in this because I really feel everyone is doing their own bits and piece. And
Right.
if everything comes under one umbrella, that's going to be amazing, to have the intensity is going to double or even 10 times more than what it is right now. Yes, that
That's
is
a little bit of
amazing.
a spoiler that I want to give out, is that season 2 we're going to be focusing on that, and of this podcast. Right now, this is the last season of this last episode of this season. In the next season, we're
Okay.
going to be focusing on how all these different guests that we've brought on and others that we have not brought on, how can we all work together? How can we standardize on our
Wow.
protocols? And even if we disagree, let's say you do some things in one way, we do something in a different way, that's
Yeah.
okay, as long as we make the patient aware of that. So our method, that's their method. Give the patient the choice on
Yeah.
which one they want to take. And then we can also have cooperative research studies. So, for example, if we were going to, let's say, test the effectiveness of ginger, I'm just throwing something out randomly. So,
Mhm,
let's say you wanted to test the effectiveness of maybe fasting, maybe
mhm.
fruitarian diet, or so if we're going to do have one control group and one variance, why not have multiple variances and have multiple disciplines all participate in the same study? It'll be much more robust. We can take a look at that data and then see which one is more effective and present that data to the public. And it's not that, something works for us, that's the be all and end all, right? So,
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree with this because, like, most of times when you are trying to study on your own, like even in institutes, when they are doing systematic research, you don't find the subjects who are following a particular lifestyle, right? You
mm,
impose that and you expect that they actually follow it. But now here we have a whole community that are probably fruitarian for years together. So, we don't need to force anybody to do what they have to eat. They have
that's true.
already been following, and that's the best thing you can have, because
Right.
getting subjects in this many numbers is the main bottleneck for studies. So yeah,
That's
that's to be really, really
Yeah. There are particular studies you can do with people who already follow a certain lifestyle, but then in order for you to say apply standards more widely, you have to have randomized trials.
yes.
So for that, we're also working with multiple organizations, and then we're do this in phases. In the first
Mhm.
phase, we're just gathering the expertise, and that those of expertise will then apply for grants, for research grants. And we also want to gather patient records and data, and even like meta. We don't want to, you know, use personally identifiable information and all that. But at
Yeah.
least we need to have a database which can be audited and then checked for, and
Yes.
we take that data and say, okay, here's data upon which we base our thesis, and based on this thesis would like to apply for the grants, and then
Yeah.
with those grants we can do the research and so on and so forth. So phase second season is going to be focused a little bit on that, and then third season I want
Awesome.
to open up the to the general public, have problems and they come to us for consultation, and there's a
Mm.
closed system which because of HIPAA laws and patient privacy concerns, we don't share that information with anyone. So
Yeah.
we just save it in the database, and then nobody, I mean, lucky actually, a lot of people don't have even the systems or infrastructure. They're just saving it on their emails or filing it away in some filing cabinet. Nobody has
Mm.
access to those things.
True,
So
true.
we're trying to bring, sort of technology and make it more convenient, and then move the process forward.
Yeah. Yeah, all the reports, all of this is absolutely, a lot of times it happens, cause is something else and the parameters that we are looking at something else. So that is
Absolutely.
where probably, there is some contradiction.
Yeah.
Um, because body is talking to you is cannot be recorded anywhere. It's
Right.
the experience, it's the feeling that the person himself can, feel it. You don't express it. So that's where I mostly find, of challenge following a natural way of life, because
Mm.
it's very hard to pinpoint what has gone better, because you feel generally much better.
So you're
Yeah.
doing 10 different things. You're doing solar therapy, you're doing water therapy, you're doing deep breathing, you're doing, all things, so you don't know which one actually has which
Yes.
level of benefit. Yeah, I get.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's
But
it's
it's
very
amazing.
necessary.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if we were to,
Yes.
let's say,
Yes.
open up the floor, let's say on a podcast like
Mm.
this, we are for the general public to call in, but then we'll have to have some sort of a legal acceptance from the person calling in that they are sharing their personal data with the public.
Mhm.
So can't be expectation of
Yes.
privacy in that sense. So if
Yes.
they want to have private consultations, then they'll have to use but if they want to
Yes.
have a free consultation, then other people will also see the benefits.
That's
So
amazing. I think that is much more powerful, you hear from a person who has healed from a specific disease that you are suffering from, you
yeah,
can relate it so well. and then you see that it's real, just in papers or in numbers or not in theory, but yeah, a person talking to you. Yes, that really gives you a lot of hope and inspiration. That's
So
amazing.
my father used to do the Q&A sessions and things like that in the past, but we want to just have it a little bit more formalized. That's the idea.
Okay.
So I'd like to bring my father in and then have a discussion with you about what you just talked about. Are you familiar with my father? Have you gone to any of the camps or taken any of the courses?
Unfortunately, I mean, by the time I should, but I know him through several different people whom I'm or have connection with. But unfortunately, by the time I thought I would, camp or attend his camp, he moved to US by the time, I guess. And then, yeah, and I
Yeah.
moved to Bangalore, postdoc. So I think there was a very, very little overlap that I was here in Bangalore, and yeah, I
We do
couldn't
have
attend,
a
but I would love to
we,
attend.
right. We do have a conducted by Venugopal and Suchitra ji in Bangalore actually. So the next time that comes around,
Oh,
I
okay,
can
okay.
pass that information to you. So another thing I'd like to plug
Yeah,
is that a new batch of our courses are coming in right now. So I'd encourage everyone who's watching to go to IMANAH.com and sign up for our courses that are going to be starting on the beginning of August. Appa, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Usually introductory courses where we show the different values of natural resources like air, sunlight, water, and all that. We improve overall health. We have to remove the idea that they have to cure a disease. All diseases are one. The unity, we have 5 unities. All diseases are one. Cause for all diseases are one. So cure for all diseases is also one. Health and disease is one. Food and medicine is one. So 5 unities we have to teach people. How can it be food and medicine is one? Thy food be thy medicine. So we have to understand how it comes out to be one. In the classes we can explain it better, but in the general lecture we just touch over the points overall, but don't go into detail. But when they come to the classes, they get to learn the 5 unities. And when they come to learn the 5 unities, each unity they deal with in detail on separate chapters. How can
Fantastic.
food and medicine be one? Then we have to go into the details.
What are your thoughts on what Dr. Rashi was just mentioning in this podcast today?
Beautiful. Everything she said was very nice. And she was talking about her own experience. That was even better. We need such people to join us in our movement and to have different people talk about different aspects of natural health. And that will mean a variety. People who come listening to the same lectures all the time, that will not be so interesting. Rose, Jasmine, they are different, but each one has their own value.
So Rashiji, what are your thoughts on what I just said?
yeah, I completely agree, because it's like we are diverse population, and maybe rose more than jasmine. So if you have which has all the flowers, then it's much more easy for the person to pick on what it wants to or what it prefers to. Yeah.
Fantastic. The last thing I wanted to discuss a little bit is my son Abdullah. He's been helping us out from behind the stage, and in this season, so we have 3 generations that are working on this project together. And I have another son, Zakaria. He's most likely sleeping right now, but he's also doing a lot of the video editing, and he's helping us with a lot of technical things. He's a young prodigy and up and coming
Great.
nature cure himself.
Wow.
So, Abdullah, what are your thoughts on what we've covered today and in this season?
I think generally want to reach. I think 10 years ago, if we were to talk about nature cure, a lot of people would have just shrugged you off, but I think the message has become a lot more receptive. However, I think one thing that would broaden the appeal of nature cure that we should maybe lean into more is the affordability. Because a lot of people, it's even if it's healthy or unhealthy, I think their primary concern is if they can even pay for it in the first place. So if we focus that yes, not is Nature Cure healthy, easy to follow if you're disciplined enough. I mean, over the first hill, that's difficult, but following along with it, making the foods is easy. And it also, the food tastes good. You feel better about yourself. You have overall happiness. It's also cheaper, not just short term, but long term.
That's true. What are your thoughts about engaging the next generation, the children?
It has to start with the parents, unless you have maybe people around my age who are adolescents, young adults. The parents have to be at the forefront. Otherwise, the kids are just going to follow whatever the parents are doing, whether that's right or wrong.
What about people like yourself? What can people like in your generation demographic do to help
What?
propagate the message?
It sounds a bit cliche, but lead by example. Embody it yourself.
So, Doctor, thank you so much for coming on the show. And
Yeah,
I know
thank
it's
you.
very inconvenient for us to make you, think through the car and all those things. So I really appreciate your time.
Thank you. It was lovely and a pleasure to be part of this podcast. And I hope we have inspired at least handful of people.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah,
And I really hope that you'll also get involved with us, and then we can do more work together.
absolutely. I'll Yes, be looking forward to that. Thank
Thank
you.
you very
Thank you
much.
so
I'll
much.
let you go.
Yeah,
Bye.
yeah.
We're talking about propagating the message with people your generations. What are some of the things that you think that they would attract someone your age?
Hmm. Like I said, I think affordability would be a big one, and there would also be I think normalcy, which I think
Normalcy?
this is just with the fact that make it that everyone is already participating in said thing. The
Hmm.
social proof, which I think again it's coming along a lot more. I think if you were to say to most people nowadays, "Oh yeah, I try to focus less on using drugs to cure my ailments and more so focusing on the natural side of things," most people now would not only agree, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, I do that too." So I think focusing on that this is actually what is normal, I think that would help as well.
What do you think about people who follow, they call it in Hindi, totkes, you know, that means like these, like, let's say, right? They just
Hmm.
follow these little advices from influencers. They'll say, for example, I don't know, boil onions and garlic and whatnot, and drink it, and you're going to have XYZ results, right? People just going out there looking for just something to follow versus an entire system that teaches you a lifestyle, not just a diet, but also exercise, but also taking the sun bath, also taking, the water therapies, things like that, right? So what are your views on the difference between promoting something that's just a quick fix for something versus promoting an entire system? Which one would your generation be more receptive to?
That's a complicated question because yes, the quick fixes would have a better initial response, but if the system is built up, that would have a more lasting impact.
Okay. So we say then have that system and then break it up into small chunks of consumables and then just put it
Yeah,
out there for people to just take that
I
little by
think that
little.
would work, yes.
Okay. The only concern that I have with that approach is that if we get mixed in with a bunch of other tiny little quick fixes, then it might end up causing more trouble or more problems. If you're going to run your car on gasoline, on petroleum, versus if you're going to run it on diesel. So there are some engines that are designed for diesel, there are some that are designed for petroleum, right, or gasoline. So you can't mix and match. So that's something that I would like to mention just as a word of caution for people who are trying to practice a natural lifestyle. Don't try to mix and match. I'll have the drugs I'm on still, and I'll also try this, and I'll
Yeah,
also have homeopathy, and I'll also have etc. And then they'll say, I tried everything. Maybe that's the problem. You shouldn't be trying everything. You should try the thing that does work. What do you think?
yeah, I mean, exercise the futility at that point.
Right,
Not really going anywhere. Not even giving the thing a honest shot.
right. There's a TV called Dr. Oz. Have you heard of him?
Yes.
He's got some government position at this point. My mother used to watch his show, and he used to bring people on that would be like, hey, look, this is a cool thing to do, and effective, and everybody's like, oh wow, yay, clapping. So people will be following his advice, and I don't know if he's really a doctor or not, but either way, that's something that I would caution people against. Don't fall into this trap of just following a bunch of little totques in life, right? Instead, follow entire system of lifestyle. So these are all lifestyle. There's a category called lifestyle medicine, even though we don't like to use the word medicine, but basically it's lifestyle science, and natural health science is a kind of lifestyle science. Appa, what do you think about that?
You should perhaps give stories only, small stories that attract younger people, and actual stories, life stories that
So
animals,
testimonials.
yeah, like stories animals, like the buffalo story, which is very famous,
Right.
buffalo calf. We thought the buffalo calf is very sick. He's not able to, broke his leg, injured his leg, and he can't walk again. So we have to take it to the veterinary hospital. That's what most people think. So in the Podlasi camp, we said, let us see how the animal cures itself. So we did not take it to the hospital. We just let it be, and we watching it was doing. For
Right.
3 days, it did not take any food. So we did not worry about it. So after 3 days, he started, all the 3 days he was exposing his broken leg or injured leg into the sunlight. He himself was in the shade. Only the leg he produced over the sunlight for a long time. And then he walked with 3 legs, limping, and put his injured leg into a puddle of water. How did this animal know hydrotherapy, solar therapy, everything? Everything was scientific, and that was natural health science. And the animal followed without anybody's teaching. That's natural healing. And after the third day, he started walking with limping, and then within a week, he started running faster than a cow's calf. How could he do it? By fasting and following natural lifestyle, exposing the body to sunlight, breathing fresh air. He was in the open air all the time, and nature healed. Nature is always at the point of emergency. Anytime the severe injury is the easiest to cure.
Right.
Then people get so scared. My father was involved in an accident where he broke his leg. Over a month and a half, he started walking again without any problem. And so many such injuries have been cured naturally without any problem.
I'd like to bring today's episode into this season to a conclusion. And we thank everyone for watching. And again, I'd like to plug that beginning of the August, we're starting the Nature Cure Natural Health Science courses on IMANAH website. Please come in and sign up for it. And we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Namaste.